Hey, beautiful friends. This is Sarah Blumenfeld with Networking Done Different, an outreach of an invitation to more.com. Today, I'm joined by one of my longtime friends, Christine Dawson. She has an amazing pet store and pet sitting service. And we're going to hear all about those and how they can benefit your pet. Hey, Christine.
Hey, Sarah, it's so good to see you today.
Yeah, you too. I'm so glad we could finally get this together.
I know it took a little while, didn't it?
All good things, to those who wait, right?
Right, exactly.
Let's start out by telling a little bit about how you came to establish this business.
Well, so in a nutshell, because I can get a little long on my storytelling, but back in 2006, there was a huge pet food recall, and a lot of pets were lost to that, unfortunately, and it was due to a lack of regulation in the pet feed industry. So there's basically ingredients that ended up in the pet food that were not actually meant for consumption. And those ingredients were sourced from another country, and where the regulations are not very, very, equivalent to ours. And so it really got me to thinking, just as a consumer, what are we feeding our pets? And, what do we not know? So I just kind of went on a journey with, exploring, okay, well, I know I love animals. I love nutrition. I've always been a health conscious person, and I want the same thing for my pets. I want them to have a healthy, long life. And so I really started digging and learning more about the pet food industry and, what is it that they actually do in the food area. And I found there was a lot of just, foods that are not really species appropriate. They use a lot of fillers in their foods, and sometimes the wrong things end up in the foods, and it makes our pets either really sick or it can actually take their life.
Yeah.
So we as pet parents really need to be conscious of that, and we need to pay more attention to what we're putting in their bowls. And they don't have a choice like we do.
Right.
They can only eat what we give them. So it's really important that we think about what we're giving our pets, and that's how Paleo Pet Goods came to be. And a few years after that, I extended the nurturing of our business into the home for clients, where we take care of their pets as well.
Nice. I love how you said that. You extended the nurturing. That's so beautiful. Okay, so let's just talk about the different services that you offer.
Okay, what do you want to know first?
Let's start with the pet food itself. Is it like all raw, or is it different kinds of things?
So we offer a range of different pet foods that we've basically curated through our selection process. So we have everything from the dry bagged foods to wet foods that come either canned or pouched. And there's also frozen cooked foods as well that we keep in our freezers. And then into the raw category, where it is raw foods that have not been cooked in any way. They do have high pressure, not pasteurization. That word gets confused. It's high pressure processing. And that is a very scientific process where they can control the amount of pressure, and they can keep the temperature below that temperature that would actually cook the food or damage the nutrients in the food that are heat sensitive. So, and unfortunately, way back when high pressure processing started to become more known in the raw food, the making of raw foods, commercially available raw foods, they confuse the word pasteurizing with processing, and pasteurizing is always going to have heat involved.
Yeah.
So it's really important that, people know the distinction between those two words. So processing it's just the way that it's being handled in the making of that food, but it doesn't necessarily equate to, cooking the food or heating the food in any way.
Okay.
So that's kind of a short version of all the different things.
So when someone comes in to you and do you like them to describe, okay, this is what my pet is doing or not doing in order for you to help guide them in what might be a good food choice?
Yeah, we just start a conversation with our new pet parents that come in looking for our help. We just, we start out by asking them about their pet and how are they doing on the food that they've been eating? Are they noticing any challenges or concerns that they would like to get our help with? And of course, we always preface that with the fact that we are not veterinarians. We cannot treat or cure any issues that their pets may be having that are medically supervised by a vet, but we can definitely help them with the nutrition and what they're putting in their bowl to enhance whatever it is they're doing if their pet is being treated for a condition, but just kind of pair that with the veterinary side of things. So it's kind of like a partnership. It's making sure that you're not just treating something, you're actually doing something to help heal as well with the nutrition. But we'll just ask them, to talk. We'll get them talking about their pet and,
which is not hard to do, I'm sure.
Right, exactly. And, it might be some cases, people come in, they just got a new pet, either they adopted a pet from a shelter and they have a lot of things going on because they're stressed and they came from a bad situation. So we'll help them a lot with, usually gut health is the biggest concern with that because stress causes a lot of issues. And if they were on a poor diet, then their gut health is going to be really out of balance and causing a lot of other things to go wrong. So, but then we also have people with brand new puppies or kittens and they want to start them out right. They don't want them to get, bad food in their diet and then get sick later. So we help with all the different ranges of the life stages of pets.
And what about like pet toys or treats that, people might think of giving their pet a healthy, like food in their bowl, and yet forget totally about the other things that they let the pet chew on or eat?
Exactly. That's a really good point. We also offer a lot of really healthy treat and chew options. So we have everything from like really tiny, like training style treats that, they can use to motivate their pets to do the things they want them to when they're learning, things like where to go potty and how to sit, how to stay, and, making yourself interesting to them with that treat. And then of course there's just okay, here's a treat, like a cookie or something like that. And then we have a lot of functional treats too. So we have treats that have healthy things added to them. It might be if there's anxiety, then we have calming treats. Some of those might be herbal based. Some might have CBD oil in them. That's a broad spectrum hemp oil, not marijuana. It's just CBD, which is really good for a lot of things with regards to anxiety and mobility issues and just, feeling better in the body. And then we also have chew options, like for the dog that really needs something to chew on instead of your baseboards or your doors. Especially when they're going through that puppy stage, which can last, quite a few months, especially with, the more active dogs. Just providing things that are going to help stimulate them and give them that enrichment that they need. So we have a lot of options, some of which we might have to order by special request, which we do a lot of that for our customers. Every week we place orders to fill special requests.
Okay. When you were talking about some kind of treat that could help a pet calm down if they're anxious, I was imagining like tonight we're supposed to have thunderstorms, and I know that bothers a lot of dogs. Is it helpful in that kind of a situation?
Most definitely. The thunderstorm anxiety is a really big thing. I know my dog Sadie sometimes, if it's a really, really, really loud storm and there's a lot of wind and it's like really making a lot of noise, she will get a little nervous and she'll start panting. That's a really good sign that your dog is anxious, by the way, if they're just panting for no reason and it's not really hot. That's a sign of anxiety or nervousness in dogs. And so, that's when you really need to be paying attention to your pet and observant and, oh, there's something wrong. There's something bothering them.
Yeah.
And if there's a thunderstorm, it's going to be pretty obvious. It's probably the thunderstorm.
Yeah, right.
So it's a good idea to have those anxiety aids, like, either a chew or an oil. You're going to want to give that to your pet prior to the event. So if you know a big thunderstorm is going to be coming along in about an hour or so, that's the time to start administering that, to make sure that it's in their system before all of that, nerve wracking noise starts to really bother them.
Right. Well, that's really interesting. Huh. Another thought came to me as you were sharing that. Are there some things that people typically give their pet, like as a treat, that they really should not be giving them?
Yeah, I think rawhide is a really big one, especially the ones that you would buy like at, the Walmarts and, Costco's out there that have like really big bulk bags of treats, and they're all pretty and they're folded into different shapes and maybe have food coloring added to them. A lot of those kind of treats are not digestible for dogs. It can cause blockages if they don't chew it up small enough. Some dogs can kind of gulp things. So it's really important to make sure you know what kind of chew to give your dog based on their chewing personality. But rawhides, we steer away from because there's a lot of chemicals added to them. They're usually bleached, so that's not good. Sometimes it's okay to do a rawhide treat if it's been made properly, if it's been not treated with chemicals and things like that, and your dog is going to actually chew on it the way they're supposed to. They're supposed to take their time with it, like really, really not really try to eat it.
Savor it.
Savor it, exactly. And so dogs who can't savor a chew, they really need something different.
What sort of things do you have for dogs to chew on?
So we have the ingestible chews available, like a no hide chew is one of the common things that we have available. It's made with natural ingredients you'd find in your kitchen that you would bake with. But they're baked really, really hard so that it's a really tough chew for most dogs. But even some other dogs are like super, super strong chewers, and they can go through that chew in like a matter of minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So even the big, like 11-inch long one.
Wow.
So we have toy-based chews also that might have like a filling in them. Some people might know about like a Kong type of treat that you fill with something yummy that they like, and they will lick everything out of the inside of it. So that's another way to kind of satisfy that need that dogs have to just do something with their mouth. Not necessarily have to chew, but to just be able to get at something with their mouth, and it's fun for them.
Right.
So that's
that brings up enrichment too, right?
Yeah.
Dogs need enrichment of some sort.
Right. Yeah. It's very enriching for them to just have that time to just relax. It's very relaxing to them, actually. So for dogs who, can get anxious about some things, something like that can help calm them down too.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have other enrichment things at your shop?
We do, actually. We've got a feeding platter by the Original Mind Pet Platter Company. And it's a bone-shaped platter. It comes in 2 different sizes and 3 different colors that are basically made so that the dogs can actually see those colors.
Oh, really?
Dogs don't have the same color spectrum that we do. So they only see like, I think it's like a teal colored, blue, green. There's a bright mustard yellow color. And then there's like a red color. So it's basically like traffic light colors.
Okay.
I would equate that to. But that basically mimics the way a dog would eat in the wild. If they were, in a pack and they're having to, eat their food, they have their little territory, they eat on a flat surface, and that allows them to see all the way around what they're doing. So they can see if there's any, anyone trying to encroach on their food territory.
Right, right.
So this is where, some people might have multiple dogs, and they'll have one that's like a food, they're going to resource guard.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get, aggressive if anyone comes near what they're eating.
Right.
Like growl, or they might actually nip or show their teeth, show those kind of behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
These kind of platters are really great for a multi-dog situation because they each have their own, and they'll be able to kind of establish, okay, this is mine. That's why it's called the mine pet platter.
So more so than if they each had a separate round bowl?
Exactly. Yeah. So the bowls, a lot of people don't think about this because they're not dogs. But if you think like a dog, dogs have really long.
What does a ball represent to a dog?
Right. Exactly. So dogs, those high sides of the bowl, it interferes with their peripheral vision. They can't see very well around them because it's blocking some of their vision. Right. And so they tend to be more tense when they're eating from a bowl and they're also going to eat a lot faster. So a lot of people are like, how can I stop my dog from eating so fast? Well, the answer is to put their food on a flat surface.
Oh, wow.
And it does slow them down. The puzzle bowls has been a way to make them, eat slower, but that can actually be uncomfortable for their snouts because those little spaces are so small, and they're having to press their snout into that little pattern that's in the bowl to lick the food out of the little grooves that are in that puzzle bowl. So it can actually be uncomfortable for dogs to eat out of a puzzle bowl, and they may not want to eat their food out of it because it's uncomfortable for them.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, we do a lot of these things to try to help them not eat so fast, but not knowing that we're actually giving them an unnatural way to eat.
Yeah, yeah. Causing a different problem.
Exactly. Oh yeah, so that's what Sadie eats off of, and she really takes her time. She has a nice experience. It's kind of like a charcuterie board. Put like a variety of different foods on there for her, and she will just pick out what she wants to eat first, and she always saves the best for last, and it's really funny.
Oh, that's great. Tell us about your pets.
So, well, speaking of Sadie's a rescue. She is 11 years old now. And she just came in here a minute ago, but then she left. So I don't know. She's like, I don't want to be.
She's like, right, this is boring.
There's someone else talking. So she is a little shy. She was really, really scared when we first got her. She was hiding out in the back of our yard where we were living at the time. And she had escaped from a neighbor's yard. And the only way we would have known her story is that she had a microchip. And we found out she had been in a rescue that had pulled her from the shelter up in Houston, and she got adopted by the neighbors that she escaped out of the yard from. Found our yard. We were actually looking for adopting a dog at the time. So I always say, whenever it's time for you to have a new pet in your life, they will just miraculously appear, because it's kind of like you're putting that message out there, and they just show up, and they're the right pet for you. So she showed up. We introduced her into an all cat household, and she got along great with everyone. She's a beta, so she's not she doesn't try to assert herself as the leader,
because the cats would have none of that, I'm sure.
Exactly, right. So she bows down to all the cats, of course, and she actually really connected with our youngest cat, Emmy, who is she's a black and white tuxedo short hair cat that John actually rescued and brought home. He said he'd never bring a cat home.
Famous last words.
And so he brought home Emmy, this little tiny kitten, and it was before we had Sadie that he brought her home. So she'd been around for a little bit when we brought Sadie into the picture. And so she just absolutely loves Sadie. She goes up to Sadie and she wants Sadie to clean her and,
Oh.
and love on her and cuddle with her. And Sadie's like, okay. Sometimes I think Sadie's just tolerating her, but I think she really does like Emmy.
Yeah.
Because the other two kitties don't really connect with any of the other pets. They're just kind of loners, They just hang out. They're like one person cats.
Gotcha. What is that Super Zoo 2021 behind you?
So Super Zoo is a annual event that's for the pet industry.
Oh.
It happens every year in like July to August of in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And they always have it at the Mandalay Bay Event Center. And it is enormous. I think I did the math when I got the square footage of the whole floor that everything is, all the booths are in.
Uh-huh.
I think it's about 3.5 footballs in size.
Oh, wow.
Football fields.
Football fields.
Size. So it's a lot of walking around. Definitely want to wear comfortable shoes. And you will never see every single booth because there are literally thousands of booths.
Yeah.
But it spans the whole pet industry. So it's a pretty amazing event to go to.
Yeah. Tell us a little about your pet sitting, the part of the business.
Okay, so Paleo Pet Sitting was created to give pet parents peace of mind so they can work and travel worry-free. So, there's pet parents out there that, they go to work and they feel guilty because their dog, especially dogs usually, are at home all day long and they're just bored, they don't have anything to do. They're stuck in the house all day for, 10 to 12 hours sometimes.
Right.
And if they're in a job that's, too far away from their house, they can't run home during lunch to, let them go out to go potty and things like that. Or they might be nearby, but their role in their job is super busy and they can't even really leave to go anywhere for a lunch break because it's so short.
Right.
So we offer subscription-based services that allow them to have monthly visits with for their dogs. They can book anywhere from 1 visit a week to however many they need, and enjoy loyalty pricing whenever they've subscribed to the monthly option. And then there's also pet sitting. So when they have to go out of town, they'll have the same sitters coming to take care of their pets that they're already familiar with. So they don't have to worry so much about suddenly their humans are gone and these people they don't even know yet are coming in to take, to see them.
Yeah.
So really the monthly service helps build the familiarity between the pets and the sitters, and they become more like an extended family member.
Yeah.
So they have new friends that come and see them periodically and they're always excited.
Oh, that's great.
And surprisingly, the cats, what we've seen with cats is they are, at first they can be a little shy with the new people, but we have whisker warm-up visits for them, for the cats that are really shy and don't just automatically want to make friends with everybody.
Right.
Because we have both, there's some cats that they just don't know a stranger. And then there's cats that are going to hide under the bed or in the closet and never come out.
Right.
And there's somewhere in between where they'll warm up pretty quickly. But we have the whisker warm-ups to really help the cats get familiar with the pet sitters that are going to be coming to see them and take care of them. And, before the pet owner needs to go and travel somewhere for a few days.
Oh, nice. So the pet center comes over when the owner is still there.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
And for dogs that are anxious, like Sadie, we'll do the same thing for them too. We'll have pre-trip visits where the pet sitters will come, let the dog get familiar with them while their people are there in the home. And that just really sets things up nicely for the pets to be really happy.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure that gives great peace of mind to the pet parent too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. They always want
their
their baby to be
about they're
happy.
going to get a call after they've gone out of town and their dog, tried to bite somebody, or the the cat's not eating or because they're so afraid, so
Mhm.
there's things like that will basically take that away completely.
Yeah, yeah. What have we not covered yet that you want to share about
Oh
paleo
gosh.
food?
Well, there's one thing I just have to give a shout out to this. There's a new place in town called McIntyre's over in Webster.
Okay.
They're
Is it a
located where
restaurant?
the old Putt Putt Center used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so on NASA Road 1, just right before El Camino Real, Egret Bay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But they have a really great outdoor area. People can bring their dogs with them. And they have this really fun contest every month that their dogs can be entered in to win a gift certificate from us.
Oh,
They reach out to us to help sponsor the monthly event. So,
uh-huh.
so when you go to McIntyre's, you'll see Paleo Pet Goods logo on all of the information about the McPup of the month. So it's really exciting to have that partnership with them. And the first winner of their contest that they did for February is a dog named Baba, and he's super cute. He is on the Facebook page and Instagram, so people can go there to see him. He's just adorable. And I hear Levi meowing in the background, but definitely check out McIntyre's in Webster if you like to have a place to take your dog with you.
Mhm.
And then while you're there, if you take pictures of them in a McIntyre's, what is it, a bandana,
Oh,
and you can enter them in a contest. And what they do is they put all the pictures of the entrants up on their Instagram page, and everyone votes on their favorite.
oh,
And
fun.
yeah, so whoever gets the most votes is the one who wins. So it's really, really random.
Oh, my goodness.
It's basically a user generated contest. So the users vote for their favorite McPup,
Yeah.
and then they get featured on their website for the whole next month. And
Uh-huh.
they get to have like all their fun facts and information about their dog up there. And here comes Levi.
Hi,
This is
Levi.
Levi.
Oh, look.
He's my 18-year-old.
18. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
He's a sweet boy. He's just purring up a storm right now.
Have you had him since he was a kitten?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Isn't he gorgeous?
Yeah. So tell us where your store is, and can people also order online?
Okay, so the store is located on Highway 3 in Webster, Texas. It's just north of El Dorado Boulevard in the Clear Lake Business Center, which will be like the second set of buildings on the left. And we're open Monday through Friday from 12 to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can go online to paleopetgoods.com to learn more about the store and all of the different things that we have available. There's also a chat box available on there. So, if anyone has any questions when they're on the website, they can reach out to us. If it's after business hours, we'll get back to them as soon as we're back online. And then, the pet sitting site is paleopetsitting.com. And there's all kinds of information about our services there. So,
And you have social media for both?
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, all our social media links are going to be on the websites as well.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Well, this is just such a fantastic service. I know that pet parents are so caring about their pets, and to have a place like yours where that nurturing and that education can occur, and the products that actually are beneficial to the pet are already curated for them. I think that's an amazing thing.
Yeah. We try to make it as easy for them to make a selection from the best things that are available, so they don't have to worry about, am I feeding my pet something that's safe for them?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And I also have to give a shout out to my team. I have the best team I feel so blessed, and they do so many things to help the clients that, either come into the store or, the ones that are getting the pet sitting and dog walking services. They do everything to make them feel like a VIP. So I just want to give them a shout out as well, because they deserve it. They do a lot of really mindful work
Yeah.
on a daily basis.
Well, that's important. It's like one big family.
Yes. Yeah. Paleo Pet Goods and pet sitting would not be what it is today without the team that is on on board. So I wouldn't be able to continue helping people without their help.
Yeah. Are people allowed to bring their pet with them to the store?
We had in the past, but we had 2 store cats I forgot to mention.
Oh, okay.
Lily and Oliver. So customers will bring their dogs in from time to time, but we don't really bring pets to the store, that like our personal pets to the store, just because it's such a short time that we're open. And then Lily over here, the one that's sitting so cute on that bed, she's a little confrontational with dogs.
Oh, okay.
You always have to watch her really close, because she'll try to get a little aggressive with them, and we don't want anyone having a bad experience with their dog coming into the store. So we always put her in the back when a dog comes in, just in case. We never know what's going to trigger her, so it could be anything. But Oliver, he's the other one. He's super chill, and
Oh, yeah.
he's kind of aloof. So it just depends on the situation. If Lily's out getting all affectionate with the people, he'll come up and he'll want pets too, because Lily's getting pets. So, but sometimes it can be a little shy and aloof.
Yeah. Oh. Tell us again what your hours are.
Our hours are Monday through Friday from 12 to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Well, thank you, Christine, for this great information, and for all that you do for our pet friends.
Thank you, Sarah, for having me on your show today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, friends, for listening. I always appreciate you taking the time. If you would like to be interviewed, please email me at networkingdonedifferent@gmail.com. Bye for now.
Bye.